Hey! Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I am so excited for this. My name is Fenway Jones, also known as Fenway the Teen DM on Twitter and at Jasper's Game Day on all the social medias. And I am here today to run Angel in the City of Glass for you all today, and going to be going on for the next 5 weeks after this, same time every week. I'm going to let my players introduce themselves and their characters, but I'm going to ask them to wait on character descriptions specifically until a little bit further into the game. So let's go ahead with Adam, because I can see he's right next to me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Adam. I contribute writing and video editing work across the interwebs, and I'll be playing Zumael.
Amazing. Thank you. And what are your character's pronouns?
My character is non-binary. They are they, them.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Beth.
Hello, I am Beth the Bard, and I'm going to be playing Winifred, a goblin. Her pronouns are she, her.
Amazing. Thank you. Jordan.
Jordan, better known as Casual, content creator of many types of things, including streaming and writing my own TTRPG. And I am playing Apollo Dawn, non-binary, they, them.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And last, but certainly not least, Eddie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eddie. You can find me on all the various social media as a Discount Bard. I'm a content creator and also a performer. And today I'm playing the changeling Izzy.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get straight into the game because we have 2 hours and I want to use as much of it as possible. So your characters, they wake up in this caravan. You're in the middle. It's moving, you can tell. And you try and move around a bit, but you realize you're bound. You feel that you're bound with some sort of stronger rope than you're used to. And each of you looks around and you can see these other characters around you, and they also look like they are bound in the same way you are. And you hear these loud screeches from outside, and you could look out the back of the caravan because it's open, and you really don't recognize where you are. Outside looks to be this purpley, pinkish blue color. You can't really tell anything else about it. It almost looks like you're in the middle of the sky. And all of a sudden, the caravan just stops in its tracks. And you start to hear the sounds of fighting outside. Your feet are not bound, which was probably not the best decision on their part. However, you are able to get out of the caravan. For the sake of the story, are you all okay with getting out of the caravan?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Fantastic. So you crawl your way out of the back and you look out and you see these creatures that you're not really sure if you've ever seen before. There's ones that are two-legged, they have arms, and then they have these long wings and they have these spines down their backs. And then you see the creatures that are well known as Hellhounds. So they're these large dogs, huge mouths, red eyes, look like they're flaming. And then these small little red creatures that have this like scorpion tail. And they look to be probably, 6 inches tall. And they're all fighting these enormous animals. So like there's a giant beaver and a giant badger and a rhino and an elephant and a giraffe, but they're all like 2 times the size they usually would be. And there's one thing of note that makes them entirely surprising is they all look like they're made of crystal. And they look like they have no trouble moving or doing anything that a normal creature would be able to, but they're all made out of little shards of crystal that look like they're reflecting rainbow light no matter where you look at them. And each of these creatures is being ridden. You can't really tell what they are. They look like they're made of clouds. And these cloud creatures and these animals are fighting these spined creatures and the hellhounds and the little tiny red ones. What would you like to do?
I'd like to try and get at the dagger at my belt to sort of like start to pry my wrist ropes open.
Sure. So you look at, you reach for your belt. Again, not very smart, but they did not take your weapons from you. They didn't take any of your gear from you. Pretty much one thing that I will add is that none of you remember where you were previous to this moment. So you don't remember what happened directly before this or how you got here. You're just here.
Did I get smaller or did everything else get bigger?
I don't know. And I'm going to try to just rip the ropes from me, just flex out of them.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check. Zumael, go ahead and make me a dexterity check or acrobatics if you would prefer.
Sure.
I'm also gonna try and
Strength
like
or athletics, just to make sure.
Either. I mean, if they're the same, you
Got
can
it.
use strength. But if you prefer athletics, go right ahead.
That is a 26.
And I got a 19.
Absolutely. So Zumael, as soon as you like get your dagger out and you cut the ropes from your wrists, you look over and you see Apollo just like smash the ropes against like his legs, and they just like splinter into like little threads.
Impressive.
Like
Most
it shouldn't
impressive.
be possible for him to be able to, or for them to be able to do that, but somehow they were able to. Winifred, what were you doing to get the ropes off of you?
well, I'm gonna kind of shimmy a little and then activate primal savagery and just start like trying to lean down and chew through them like
Sure, absolutely. You can for sure do that. I'm not familiar with primal savagery.
it is just a cantrip. It gives me like teeth that give like venom damage. Would I roll the attack or
No, having teeth is going to be able to get you out
Okay.
easily. You're just going to like chew through the ropes. Izzy, what are you doing?
So most of what I'm seeing around here looks exactly like one of the images of inspiration for one of my songs. However, none of you look familiar. Am I
Well,
dreaming
you don't
right
look
now?
familiar either.
No,
Dreams.
this is definitely an odd occurrence, friend.
I mean, even this rope here seems oddly familiar, and I'm very confused by all of this. But you know what? This is really inconvenient because I need these as my playing hands. So I'm gonna. So Izzy is wearing studded leather. However, it's also embedded with as much like he looks like an OSHA violation just in walking form, just covered in all kinds of sharp objects that you would likely cut yourself on. So I'm gonna try and see if
Violation.
there's a particularly sharp stud somewhere on my belt that I can try to saw this off with.
Sure. Make me an investigation or perception check.
Perception will be slightly better.
Sure.
Not if I roll a natural 1 though.
Ooh. You find the least sharp stud.
Oh,
like,
wonderful. I insistently saw at it anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna
you
go
need
over and
Help?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Would
just
you
gonna
like
walk
having out of
over.
your bonds, friend?
I'm just gonna start chewing on your ropes, Izzy, if that's okay. I'm just gonna like just like
Oh,
And then
yeah, no, that's super helpful. Thank you.
And Apollo will come up behind and just grip the rope to help give it enough like tack to give, and enough room to bite without biting. Just kind of keeping his attention there.
The male just sort of does the thing of just like standing on the bag and just sort of goes,
I see you both have some very efficient use of your teeth. Really, really useful.
What do we do about these things?
So which one is our friend and which one is our foe?
That's something that we even know.
Is that a DM question or is that a character question?
Oh no, I'm asking these strangers that are right next to me.
Great.
The little red things are really very cute, so I think maybe they are our friends.
They
I
do
would
look rather
say that-
cuddly.
I would say that the little red things are very unwelcome beings that are something I'm not particularly comfortable being close to.
Oh,
Oh. No, but why?
They're devils, they're fiends. Remen's light would shine down upon them, smite them as well, but I would not intervene unless they do so against me first.
let's
I
go
heard
see.
fiend is a bad word.
It is. It's a dark creature from the hells.
Ah, so they are our friends. Wonderful.
No, who are you people?
Zumael, you will know that all of the spiny creature, the hellhound, and the I'm just gonna say the imp, are all fiends. So they're all creatures from the hells.
Yep.
You have never seen the crystallic creatures.
Yep. Would I also know that those are not what Celestials would look like, potentially? Something like the heavenly hosts of some of the gods?
So you can assume so. They look more like, they seem more like what a construct would be acting like.
Do we help someone? Or...
Well, it sounded like some of us want to make friends with the puppies, but then others of us think that the puppies are bad.
The puppies are bad friends, I assure you that.
I could make them my friend.
If you want to try and tame one of the puppies, then I wish you a quick and painless death.
A slow what? No.
Quick, I promise you. My words slipped. I've had a long, strange
It
morning.
was a Freudian slip.
Freudian slip.
Well, as they say, even the fiercest beast can be tamed by music.
You're a musician, friend.
Is that true? Could I tame more beasts with music?
Watch and learn. And Izzy is going to raise his hand to the sky and call down a mighty bolt to summon his mighty axe to play on.
Okay, go. Yeah, absolutely.
So gets struck down with a bolt of lightning, and out of nowhere appears this great battle axe that is covered in the most sloppily done, like razor sharp strings and jagged spikes. And again, once more, this thing just looks like any musician would be terrified of this thing. And it just rings with an absolutely booming sound. And how many creatures are there?
In total?
Are there like way too many of them?
So of the fiends, there are 9, and then there are 10 of the other creatures.
I am going to aim my efforts towards the closest 3 and attempt to start striking down power chords for an enthralling performance.
Great. What do they have to make?
That would be a wisdom saving throw. DC 15.
Great. So you can get 2 of the spiny creatures and 1 of the puppies.
Okay. So they are currently enthralled by my performance, and since
I was saying that you could reach them. That's what you would be. They haven't
I
rolled
see.
yet.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
My apologies. Then yes, those are the ones I'll aim for then.
Okay, so one of the spiny creatures fails. The other makes it, and then the puppy fails.
Okay. So then the one spiny creature that fails and the puppy fails are enthralled by my performance.
Amazing. So as soon as they become enthralled with this performance, they start walking towards you. They just leave the battle and start walking towards you. Or in the puppy's case, flying towards you. As soon as they do that, the rest of the little red creatures and the dogs all run for you. And so or there's only one other red creature. The red creature is going to fly straight for you and try and sting you.
Try to sting me?
Yes, as soon as
good.
as soon as it sees that its friend is being somehow controlled by you, it is going to try and sting you.
That is going to trigger Apollo's panic, and Apollo will start to shift as their fur skin starts to extend with longer hairs, their claws start to extend, their teeth and their eyes get bloodshot. Panic, protect, help. And it just size goes from the 6'4", looking almost like a wolf-like creature, gaining another like 6 inches in height of just pure raw muscle mass.
Great, amazing, fantastic. So Izzy, does a 23 hit you?
That might just hit me.
Okay, fantastic. So you are going to take 7 piercing damage. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Cool. So excellent. That will be 17 for a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, fantastic. You start to feel yourself felt like something familiar was administered through that sting.
I feel suddenly very uncomfortable, but I'm a professional. The show must go on.
If possible, Apollo would like to activate Rage and pounce on the imp that just stung Izzy.
Absolutely, you can do that.
So as Apollo's raid kicks, the fur that was this matted brown starts to get more and more red, almost like blood is piercing through the pores, and like almost like their teeth get that same tint, and will jump on the full force while raging, recklessly attacking too.
Oh, no. Great.
Winifred has like this bat wing cloak out and has just been like dancing to the music through all of this and is like pretty positive this is all part of this music that Izzy mentioned.
That is a 25 to hit.
Yes. Almost double the AC.
And since I am unarmed, I get to do, because I'm unarmed fighting style,
Yeah.
that is going to be 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so you attack this tiny creature and you go and bite it. Was that what you're doing, or?
I'm grabbing its wings because it has wings, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to rip the wings off.
Okay. So you go and
brutal.
You pounce and you tear the wings off of this thing. And this little body just flumps to the ground. There's little like green oozing out of it. And then in a split second, it turns to ash and then floats away. And at that, let's roll initiative because the rest of the creatures have certainly taken notice to that.
I've never seen an animal do that before.
No one's
That was the most metal thing I've ever seen.
no normal animal friend.
All right, so Winifred, what did you get?
23.
Amazing. Izzy.
The same actually, 23.
Wow. Okay. Zumael.
17.
Cool. And Apollo.
20.
Okay. My 15 does not look so great now. So, okay, great. Izzy and Winifred, who wants to go first?
Izzy could go first.
I mean, I'm still in the middle of a performance I'm trying to hold up here, so I'd say maybe you should take the lead on this one.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I am going to is there like an area where I could just walk into a 10-foot cube of these creatures?
Sure, why not?
All right, I am going to activate my Fey presence.
Mhm.
So that is a DC 16.
Okay.
And I'm trying to charm them.
Which kind of save?
Oh, sorry. Good question. Wisdom.
Okay, great. So fantastic. All 4 of the spine creatures fail.
So I walk out into this crowd of spine creatures and I go,
New friends, follow me, be my besties, and we will work together to solve the problem that is this hullabaloo.
And and the 3 hellhounds succeed, and the imp is not in the radius. So what are you doing with these spine creatures?
I want them to stop. Like, because were these ones aggressive to us yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I want them to go back to where they came from.
Okay, like as in move backwards, or literally go back to where they came from?
I'm going to say it's time for you to go home. Where is your home? Go home.
Okay, and all 4, not turning out how I was expecting it to, all 4 of the spine creatures basically do the same thing that the imp did without dying. They just like poof, turn to ash. And then their ashes float away.
I wasn't expecting that either.
All right, so now you have 1 imp and 3 hellhounds left. And so the hellhounds are already hurt because the big animals and the cloud creatures were attacking them, and so it doesn't take you very long to finish them off. And you know, it's that was not how that was supposed to go, but that's okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It was a lot more interesting than just a regular combat. Go home. I mean, all right. And so you finish off these hellhounds and the imp. Well, do you finish off the hellhounds and the imp?
Are we talking about the ones that are still my fans right now?
Well, so the imp is your fan. The hellhounds want to eat your face.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah. Zumael was probably going to anyway, despite fandom.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Describe to me how you finish off these creatures, Zumael.
They were going to cast, they were going to make a motion as though they were drawing a sword, but instead of actually drawing a sword, they draw an immense, like 10-foot sword made of sunlight as they cast spiritual weapon.
I love it.
And they were going to smite down these hellhounds with a sunlight blade.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. So that's very easy for you to do. You take care of these hellhounds and the imp, no matter the fandom, unfortunately, for Izzy.
So much sense.
They were literally exploding with excitement, and you had to kill my fan base.
Well,
I'm your fan.
And these crystal creatures and the crowd creatures run up to you and go, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad we were able to save you on time."
Well,
Save us?
Save us?
Yes.
You.
Why do you think you woke up?
Where
Were we asleep?
Sleep?
I typically wake up at least every day.
And the looks, so they have like humanoid features on their face. So like you can actually have like you can see their mouth and their eyes, and they're just like they're made out of cloud. And you see them get this very confused look. Usually this doesn't happen this way. I guess we'll have to take you to the princess to have her explain it, because we're not authorized to.
You say princess?
Yes.
Okay.
As you insist, friend, take us to your leader.
A
Oh,
princess.
this must be that gig I forgot about.
I just want food.
We have plenty of food at the castle.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, well then that's all you had to say.
And like Apollo's form starts to finally shrink down, the fur gets back to brown, and just that was exhausting. He kind of limps over to the cart for a moment.
Yeah, so the cart is now unmanned, as it looks like the Hellhounds were actually carrying the cart, and the devils were driving it. And so the crystalline creatures walk up to you, and the rhino walks right up to Winifred. Biggest creature walks right up to the smallest one, and it just kind of like nuzzles your face, and then it like scoops you up and like tosses you onto his back.
I have a new horsey, guys. I'm so tall.
Are you having fun up there?
It's really, really tall. It's okay.
And a creature comes up to each of you and basically does the same thing, depending on what the creature is. Like there's a badger and a beaver and a giraffe. Lots of different creatures, and whichever one you would like to ride, you can. And so you continue. So they basically like ride across the clouds. And again, it seems like you're in the sky. And after a few minutes, the caravan disappears, and you're kind of in the middle of nowhere for a few moments. And then, just as suddenly, you see this vast expanse in front of you. There are these huge, what look like kingdoms below you, maybe. Each one is a different color. And then as you get closer, you see that there's this giant crystalline castle. The castle looks to be made out of the same crystal of the creatures that you are currently riding. And the creatures...
Shiny.
It is very shiny.
I've never seen anything like this.
I don't think anyone's
fragile.
Please do not smash their home. Please.
Are these real animals?
Of a kind.
Can I cast Speak with Animals on the rhino that I am riding?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So I gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to lean over and be like,
are you a real animal?
I was.
But you're not anymore?
Depends on your definition of real.
Tap it.
It sounds like the sound that glass tapping against glass makes.
You seem very breakable.
I'm not as breakable as you might think.
Where
Plus,
are you
I could be put
taking us?
together to the castle.
But why?
He like hesitates for a moment. Because the princess needs to speak with you.
Sounds good enough to me.
I relay this information to everyone else.
There's a princess, she can talk to us, and they're made out of glass, but like, I think, and they can be put back together if they get broken.
The rhino like snorts, and he goes, "I'm not made out of glass. I'm made out of crystal."
Oh, crystal. Got it. They're made out of crystal.
So this is all well and good, but I was told there was going to be food, right?
Well, we haven't gotten to the castle yet.
Here's something to hold you over.
And I'm just going to throw you a dead rat.
You just...
I mean, it's a little bit less winging than my usual fare, but you know.
Please. Oh.
You want one too?
No, thank you, friend. It's a kind offer.
Food?
Yeah.
I throw Apollo a rat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apollo just tears into it.
The cloud creatures do not seem fazed by this whatsoever. So now, this is where I'm going to have you describe your characters. The creatures slow down in front of the castle. And the castle has these large double doors that also are made out of crystal. And interestingly enough, none of this castle is see-through. It looks like it has it's reflecting the rainbow light coming from each of the kingdoms, and so it looks like whichever way you're looking at it, it has like the prismatic effect. And so I would like you to describe yourself walking into the castle. We'll go in the same direction. Adam.
Okay, so Sumael is relatively tall, just over 6 foot Asimar, with deep alabaster skin and long silver hair cut to sort of shoulder length, but tied up in various braids along the back. They're wearing white, almost clerical robes with gold trim, and they have a fairly heavy amulets with a sort of a gold semicircle with a yellow amber gem in the middle with various points depicting a symbol for the sun. Fairly heavy practical boots. They're a very ornate lyre sort of strung across their back, and sheets of sheet music and incantations sort of like tucked into the left side of their sort of robes and their cloak. They're constantly looking up, and at some of the details around the hallway that they're walking through, the way that the light sort of bouncing around everything should be blinding, but it's not. They're quite comforted by it, and as sort of lightly fumbling with the holy symbol and muttering sort of little incantations in a strange language as they go up to some of the walls and sort of turn corners as we go through this castle, holding up the light cantrip between their fingers, passing it over just to see how the crystal reacts to it. It just keeps them curious, but nodding along, but still trying to recoil back from the people that just ate roadkill.
Sure. I will say, when you hold up a light cantrip to the crystals, they don't react.
Yeah.
It doesn't change how they look. They still reflect the same light that they've been reflecting the entire time. So it's quite odd. All right. Winifred.
So Winifred gets down, is headed in. She's like 3 feet tall, just bright green, long ears. She's only got a couple of fangs, which is a little odd for a goblin. She's wearing like a witchy cowboy hat kind of thing going on, and is adorned with all sorts of little bones and trinkets, and has like fingers full of big jeweled rings that are probably various magical items. She's also wearing a cloak that like when she extends her arms out, it looks like bat wings. And she is currently kind of following Zumail's example, except she's pulled out a crowbar from her bag and is tapping on everything, trying to see if it makes the same noises that the animals made.
Yeah, basically it makes the same noises. However, even if you hit the castle very hard with the crowbar, it will not crack, it won't break, and it seems to make the same level of noise as if you were only tapping.
This is indestructible.
Seems so.
Casual.
All right, so Apollo, Don, 6'4", wolf-like appearance. However, their fur is now a bluish tone, matching their mood as you see the blue streaks of fur changing colors. Their eyes also turn blue, and they're just pure raw muscle, only wearing a scarf and the remnants of a vest. And they have a shield on their arm that is actually the head of a drum. They're constantly making rhythm beats on, as it's their instrument, hoping that the acoustics of the crystallized area makes that sound. Not wearing any shoes, and their pants are just tattered shorts at this point. Basically, if Hulk went back to Bruce Banner, is equivocally what is being worn right now. But you can see like the expression of like the patterns in their face and the tattoo marks also seem to shift colors, matching the rhythm of the beat flow. As as they're going around just just laughing with their own music.
I love it. That sounds fantastic. I will say, this crystalline castle has the best acoustics you've ever heard anywhere.
And then Apollo's fur is like a vibrant blue to emphasize how happy they are. And some could assume that their fur actually matches their furs change colors depending on their mood so far.
Great. Cool. Izzy.
So if this place looks just beautiful and pristine and crystal and rainbow and everything glorious, Izzy looks completely contrary and out of place here. Izzy is a 5'11", very pale-skinned changeling with silver hair and dark black makeup, not too different than what I'm currently wearing. And their attire is pretty much all aesthetic, completely inadequate for any purpose that it would attempt to serve. He wears all black, covered in spikes and studs everywhere, exposed midriff, and heavy boots and gloves, and just completely looks like he is ready for anything other than trying to present at a royal court. And feeling inspired by our rather tall friend testing the acoustics, we're going to go ahead and bring our big old axe back out and go, let's test this theory. The percussion sounds great, but let's really give this acoustics a run for its money. And we're going to go ahead and blast out a thunder wave.
So you blast out this thunder wave, and the sound is just as you would expect. However, it doesn't hurt anything around you. It doesn't make the same, like earthquake vibrations as it usually does. You can still feel like the musical vibrations, but you can't feel the actual thunder ones.
A little bit less impactful than I was expecting, but man, I gotta have a concert here.
This is just a hallway, friends. Imagine doing this in a proper auditorium or theater.
We have to come back here.
Would people be looking?
We don't have to.
See, Apollo's fur will start to turn black.
Oh.
I'm going to come over and start petting.
And the black will start to shift to like pink.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you're so adorable.
Thank you.
So after these interactions, the cloud creatures will lead you. So the cloud creatures are in front, and then it's you, and then it's the crystalline creatures. And so the cloud creatures will lead you into this larger room. The crystalline creatures will actually break off from the procession after a few minutes and go into what looks like a stable area. And so the cloud creatures will lead you into this humongous room. And this room seems to be kind of empty, which is a bit odd, but kind of empty besides a few crystalline chairs sitting in a half circle in front of this throne. And this throne, contrary to the rest of everything that you've seen, looks to be made out of one piece of crystal. So like one large crystal was carved to create this throne, rather than a bunch of little crystals put together.
Is that throne empty?
It is not.
No.
Sitting on the throne, there is a creature, pale blue skin, longer ears kind of going back, hair in a ponytail, bright white hair, wearing a dress, but not like a long, flowy, poofy one, but kind of just like imagine summer dress that is whatever color that is your favorite color. So your character will see her as something different. So that's what you see immediately. And then she starts to change. So she'll look to each of you different. And you didn't realize it at first, because the first thing that you saw was just a glance, like a blink of an eye. So it kind of looked like an illusion at first. And each of you sees her as your grandmother, someone, a favorite person in your life, a mentor, someone that was very important in your life. And they walk up to you all. And she says, "Oh, good, you're here. I've been waiting. So glad that we finally got you here and that they were able to save you in time. Come, sit."
Mima?
Sometimes I totally forget. I will look different to each person.
So you're not Mima?
No, I'm not.
Oh. I missed.
Thank goodness, because I was wondering how you found me.
Yes, and I was wondering how you came back from the great beyond.
I got excited because I thought I was going to get cookies.
She looks at you with this kind of puzzled. She looks at all of you with this kind of puzzled look on her face, and she claps her hands, and this huge plate of cookies of every type of cookie that you could ever imagine appears in front of you in this little table. And sitting around it, there are chairs, the ones that were in front of the throne. And so she sits down on the throne and motions for you to all sit in the chairs. One of them specifically looks to be dark gray crystal.
I'm gonna go grab a bunch of cookies. First and foremost, so I'll probably get whatever chair doesn't get taken, because I'm gonna be loading up the cookies, shoving them in my pockets, stuffing them in my bag.
Paulo's gonna look over at the lady who looks like someone familiar and just kind of keep staring, waiting for permission to reach for the cookie, it's slowly going, kind of waiting for a confirmation.
Just take some cookies.
I'm gonna throw some at Apollo.
And then Apollo, just with that consent, just starts swiping them all into a pouch of their torn robe and making a pocket and just piling it in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, now be sure to save some for the rest of us here.
Well, as soon as they start doing that, the cookies that they take immediately replace themselves.
Yes. So I'll just take some of the white chocolate and raspberry ones without any guilt, just one at a time, not letting everybody else sort of attack it.
Apollo eats almost like an animal at a trough, just kind of realizing they replenish, is just going to town.
Yeah, Winifred's got chocolate just melted all over her face at this point, and when she opens her mouth to talk, it looks like she's missing teeth from just the chocolate chips and stuff.
And so the princess says, "Well, now that you're here, I'm glad." And she motions specifically for Izzy to sit in the dark gray crystal chair, because she wants to see you feel more comfortable in this space.
I get a special chair for me. That works.
And so after you all are seated and are continuing to eat these cookies, she says, "If you need more food, we have plenty of anything that you could ever want. However, do you want the good news or the bad news first?"
Immediately,
I like this game.
Apollo's fur turns brown from that. Bad news?
Bad news first. That's always the best way to go.
I suppose, how bad is the bad news?
It depends on how you look at it.
So it could both be good news then, if we just look at it that way.
Theoretically, sure. Typically, most people do not see it as such, though.
I like her plan. It's both good news.
Yeah, it's all good news now.
Yep.
We will turn the negatives into positives. We will see the nice side of possibly not nice things.
And she looks at you, and she just kind of grows quiet for a second. She goes, well, I really look forward to see how you turn this positive. However, unfortunately, I have to inform you that you are no longer among the land of the living.
I don't get it.
Like we're dead?
Yes.
Oh.
And Apollo's fur turns like bright white. Dead? And starts like gripping the table like hard, trying to dig claws into it even.
So she kind of, one of the cloud creatures comes over and brings you this giant fluffy pillow and like hands it to you.
And Apollo like grips it tight as the white's starting to fade and go to like almost like a yellow.
Well, my mama and my mommy, they both told me that they thought that I was gonna have a much shorter lifespan than I ended up having. So maybe that just caught up to me like 10 years after they thought that that was gonna happen. Well, how did I die?
I don't know. And that's kind of the issue with it. Is the people that took you have erased the memories of how you got here.
What?
Erased the memories from who, us, or from the world we left when we passed?
From you and from everyone in this dimension.
You're telling me that the years of renown that I have built for myself have now been wiped away?
No. You just don't know how you died. Or
Oh, thank
how you
God.
got into the situation in which that you died.
Send us back.
You see,
Unfortunately, I cannot do that. The good news is I was able to save you from a worse fate. This dimension that you are in here is basically the in-between. It is where everyone comes before they go to the good place or the bad. And here, people, that's with all of the kingdoms that you see below you. All of the kingdoms that you see below you are people who have either not found faith or don't have souls to be able to join the rest of everyone.
Oh,
However,
I'm in the wrong place then.
I know, that's why I'm here. I remember people used to say I was a soulless beast.
No. That's not why you're here. No, that's you will be able to go wherever you want afterwards. However, the people who took you, they have created something called the City of Glass. And she like waves her hand, and what looks like the back half of the castle or the room that you're in disappears, and you see this giant, it almost looks like a vision type of thing, and you see this ginormous city that is entirely made out of panes of glass. It is entirely see-through. And she says, this is the City of Glass. It has recently appeared in my dimension, and I do not know why it is here. I cannot figure it out. All of the people with creative abilities have been captured previous to arriving in this place and brought there instead. And no one who has been brought there, their souls have not left. And she points to her wall, which you're now just realizing looks to be a giant counter. So in one row, there's number of people in Red Kingdom, in orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And then the counters are going up and down kind of consistently. And then she says, and then she kind of points to another location where it says in the crystalline castle. And that's kind of staying pretty consistent. Every once in a while, it'll change a little bit. And then there's a new one that really looks like it does not fit on the wall whatsoever. That says City of Glass, but it's like pushed all into like this tiny space, and it looks like it was just like given a row, or just appeared there out of nowhere, and it really breaks up the symmetry of the wall. But it's a new row, and the counter there is continually going up. It never goes down. And she says, that's the issue. Is they're taking all of the creative personalities, and I have no idea why they are doing this. But they're taking the creative personalities and keeping them there and not allowing them to leave, which I haven't figured out how they're doing so. Which is why we've been trying to save as many people as we could. And one of the reasons why we wanted to save all of you is we had heard of your renown in the land of the living and wanted you to be able to help us figure out why this abomination of a city is here.
I think we could do that.
Yes, indeed.
Like an undercover operation?
We fit the description of the people they would want, so we could.
Yes, except for the fact that there's no way in that I know of unless you are captured.
You have to get captured again?
Hopefully not. I have heard rumors that the person who is running this City of Glass is someone who was previously here from one of the kingdoms. Now, I don't know who it is or what they want, but I've also heard rumors that they have a secret entrance, and that's what allows them to leave, and not anyone else. So, hopefully, we can avoid you having to get recaptured and be able to sneak you into the city.
So we try to find the secret door.
Yes.
Or if that doesn't work, we could pretend to be captured, and one of us could pretend to be a capturer.
Captor.
Captor.
Who would they?
Yes,
Who would they have
captor.
any interest in capturing?
What'd you say? I'm sorry?
Who would they have any interest in capturing?
Anyone with a creative personality. So anyone who sings, anyone who dances, anyone who does art, anyone who creates.
Oh.
So any one of us could be a candidate then. There's no one that they would find more appealing.
I'm not sure it's about finding me more appealing. I believe it's about keeping anyone with a creative personality out of this kingdom and beyond.
I wonder if it's really musical and happening over there with all those kind of people.
It's a party.
Kind of sounds like it would be a party in there.
Well, I've never been in there, so no clue.
There's no way for you to enter at all.
No, I'm not even allowed to get near it.
Why is that?
Because I'm the princess of this realm, and if I figure out who or what is doing this, then I might be able to destroy it. But without that knowledge, I am unable to do anything.
Once this gets destroyed, What will happen?
All of the souls will be released to their proper place.
But I still don't get to go home.
Well, that is a choice that we can make. If we are able to figure out this situation, we may be able to make an exception. Or you can go and join, and she looks at Izzy, your patron, or Zumael, you can go join your god. Or Winifred, you can go join, and she smiles, your grandmother.
That
Everyone
sounds
has
kind of
somewhere
nice.
to go.
You could come with me to grandmother's.
Yeah, and you see the fur start to turn like bright blue.
You do have some incredible percussive talents. I could always use a drummer.
I was told not to use my drumming. It makes weird things happen.
Like what?
And then you see that as Apollo starts kind of beating on the drum on their arm. And then suddenly you see the beat echoes and creates this echo on the table. Then like a piano starts to form as it materializes in front. And you see like the panic in their eyes as it starts to form, and then it distorts its appearance. And you see the color in the first of the turn to like black, and then the piano forms, but it's really distorted looking. Sorry, I didn't. It
What are
No,
you
doesn't
friend,
make
sorry
you
for?
sense.
That was
That
beautiful.
was amazing.
You made a wonder out of your sounds. Truly a remarkable gift. Do not be ashamed.
You like it?
We
I
do.
love it.
And you see the first start to turn bright pink. Yay! People like it.
And
Oh,
the
we're
was
gonna have to see
amazing.
much more of this.
Yes.
We will. I have faith.
The princess waves her hand, and this small stage appears on the other side of the room, and she like waves her hand again. The piano picks itself up and like walks with its legs over to the stage and like stands on it. And one of the cloud creatures goes over there and starts to play it. And every time it gets to the distorted part, it still uses it, and it creates this beautiful melody with notes that you've never heard before.
I made that.
You did so good.
Oh,
I made pretty.
The first of many, I think.
oh,
Wow.
that is a marvel to behold.
I think you all will be in good
And
company
you see
here.
like Apollo like playing with their fur, like fidgety. Yeah, yay.
Now,
I like it here.
to discuss.
But no, but I'm hearing correctly that there is a possibility that if we do what you ask, we can finish what we started on the other side.
There's a possibility. I cannot promise anything, but there's certainly a possibility.
But
Well, may as
also
well have
worst
fun while we're
case
down here.
scenario. Like this place is awesome if we have to stay, right?
Oh, for sure.
You could certainly choose to stay as well. Plenty of the people that live here in the Crystalline Castle are people who have chosen to stay and have gotten the option to stay. Most people don't get the option to stay. There's only people as great as yourselves. Now, to discuss what are the next steps. And she pulls out from seemingly nowhere these 4 small necklaces that have little pendants on them that look like little crystal, for lack of a better description, and she kind of drapes them around your neck for each of you.
Oh,
and
watch the spikes.
And the necklace, the chain of it, like just kind of melds through the spikes if it ever touches one of them. And so there's really no issue with that. And then when she gets to your hair, it like melds through your hair, so it lays on your neck. And she says, well, so those will allow you, it's a key to the kingdom, basically. It'll allow you to go into whichever kingdom you would like to visit. Now, for this purpose, it'll hopefully allow you to gain some information about the City of Glass and whatever the information that you can learn about the person running it. A little more information about each kingdom. Each kingdom is inhabited by creatures specific to the color. So the Red Kingdom is inhabited by a lot of fiery creatures. A lot of, there are some fiends in there. There's a lot of, and she looks at Izzy, I believe you will get along with that kingdom.
Oh, I already know which one I'm choosing.
And she says the next one, Orange, is where all of the Celestials are. And that one's a very nice one. It's a very bright kingdom. The yellow is a bit mismatched, but it's still quite fun. A lot of the creatures there are lightning and thunder based creatures. So it's very stormy. I wouldn't wear anything particularly conductive while in that.
Izzy.
Yep.
Terribly sorry, friend.
Izzy looks themselves up and down.
Yeah, you might have a bit of an issue in that kingdom with the spikes. The Green Kingdom is the plants and the insects and the nature-based creatures. The
That
blue
sounds amazing.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. It's a large jungle, basically. The blue is all the fae and the oceanic creatures. The indigo is the small constructs, and the violet is the large constructs. The large and the small ones, there used to be only 6 kingdoms, and then the large and the small ones used to get in fights and attack each other all the time, and the bad things happened. It's a very long story that I don't care to discuss at the moment. And so I had to separate them into 2 different kingdoms.
I'm big and I like small.
Yes, I believe you. The large constructs got very, let's say, territorial. And the small constructs are a lot like, and she points to the piano, a lot like that. The animated tables, the small little ones that the little creatures that are made with trinkets, those sorts of things. And then there's the golems in the Purple Kingdom. They got very territorial and did not like the tiny ones. It was a they got stepped on quite a bit. And if a creature is destroyed here, they are sent straight to Plethlagos.
The where? Apologies.
Plethlagos. It's the 4th layer of hell.
Ah, of course.
Is that a
So
bad
what you're
place?
saying is that death has consequences here.
Yes. If you were to die, instead of when you're on the land of the living, instead of dying and coming here, you die and go to the 4th layer of hell.
Dying a
And
second
die
death
more
is
than
so
once?
metal.
How many layers of hell are there?
9, friend.
9?
I had a
Yes.
cake once with layers.
Yeah,
right,
me
right,
too.
okay, but no, we don't want to go there. We got that.
No.
We don't want to go
Dying
there.
once.
That's bad. So
Dying
One
once
of-
is acceptable.
Yes. And one of the cloud creatures like walks in with a 9-layer cake, and then as soon as you say that's not acceptable, they like start walking away.
No, friend, return. I certainly want to eat it.
And they come back, and like the tray of cookies, it almost becomes a button on the table. So like if you press the button, the tray of cookies reappears, and if you press the cake button, the 9-layer cake appears.
I want a hell cake.
Apollo is going to push both buttons.
There is now a 9-layer cookie.
It's a hell cookie.
and it looks very like everything was just smashed together, because the both buttons aren't necessarily supposed to be pressed at the same time. Obviously they're going to be, so it's like chocolate chip cookie, red velvet cake. Like there's a different type of cookie and a different type of cake in between each of them, and it's just a very strange concoction, but it's not bad.
it's beautiful.
It's like my piano.
Yeah, it is.
Unforgettable
eat this.
creation. Don't eat the piano though.
No.
My pianos don't taste good.
Are we
Yet.
sure?
Yet.
Yes, we're sure.
I tried.
Yeah, I can also second that. I got a little eccentric during one performance, and I can assure you they don't taste very good.
Maybe we'll see. And so she says, well, is there anything else food wise or anything that I can get you and before you kind of head off, or any questions that I can answer? I know I've just kind of thrown a lot of information at you, and you probably have a lot of questions.
Where do we find the secret door? I mean, I get that it's like a secret, but like, do we know in general where the secret door is?
It's in one of the kingdoms.
We don't know which kingdom?
No, that's the issue.
Oh,
Do you know which one it's not in?
that's a good question.
It's not in the castle. I can tell you that.
Yes, I'd
That's
imagine you
one
researched.
location that's not it.
That is a start.
I'm gonna write that down. It's
Mm.
not where we are.
We have some searching to do, new friends.
So it would seem. The question is, where do we start?
At the beginning.
That's a very good place to start.
Which of these kingdoms would be considered the beginning?
Well, it depends. If you go in the regular rainbow order, it would be red.
I feel
No.
like you
well-
would like that place. Izzy, right?
Oh yes, Izzy Leatherlung. Pleasure to meet your
Izzy.
acquaintance.
You too. It's nice to meet all of you.
Oh, and,
Pleasure, Winifred.
I never got a chance to tell you earlier. I'm sorry, I never caught your name, indicating to Zumael.
I'm Zumail. Pleasure.
An absolute pleasure as well, Izzy. You're gonna have to teach me one day how you get one of those swords, because that was really cool.
It is a well-kept secret traded by those who pray to the gods of the sun. If you find devotion and faith within yourself, you may be able to conjure something that can truly inspire.
Oh,
I missed that. I want to
I
see
know
it.
exactly what you mean. And as he pulls out his axe, and once again, this thing just looks like it can cut you just by looking at it.
Do the sword thing.
Exactly.
Do the sword thing.
The princess is gonna like pull again out from nowhere and like hand you, Izzy, a roll of bubble wrap. I feel like you might need this eventually.
Izzy will take the bubble wrap and immediately start popping it in rhythmic succession.
And again, each bubble like reappears as soon as you pop it.
And Apollo is turning yellow, is just staring at the bubble wrap, just almost tranced.
I'm gonna take like one corner and just like pop some of the bubbles like right up close, so like Apollo's just sort of like face and hands, like sort of just to get the sensation right close.
Pop, 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 pop.
Starts making bubble wrap music. It's a
This is
bubble
nice.
wrap.
I mean, we have to
Bubble wrap.
bubble wrap. Do we have to go
I had to, I'm sorry.
the red place then? The place of fire?
You don't have to. I mean, that's where the theoretical beginning would be. I mean, you could. And she points to the hallway where there are 7 doors on the wall that you did not notice previously, and each one is kind of outlined in a color of the rainbow. And she says you could theoretically start at any kingdom that you would like. You know.
Well, I say that we should fear not, my friends, because through the fire and the flames will carry on. And we're gonna start marching towards the red door.
Yeah, let's do that.
Take a cookie for the
Follow
roast,
Izzy.
friends. Let us begin.
And each of you she's going to like hand you this random little lunchbox. And in each lunchbox, there's a couple of your favorite foods. It's a very tiny little lunchbox, but the foods replenish like you probably expected. And each one fits your personality. And she says, "Well, most of the kingdoms don't have food, so here, in case you get hungry, it might be a little bit."
And Izzy's going to take a quick little peek into the box and is going to find some of these newly discovered hell cakes, which he has discovered are now his favorite food.
They are good.
Great.
There will be a stack of like 5 of those raspberry and white chocolate cookies, some sun apples, and somehow a soda that we all know, but I can't say for copyright reasons.
I love it. Fantastic. And so you are able to head off.
Thank you, lady.
Yeah,
Bye.
Thank you. We're good.
You look really pretty.
Well, thank you very much.
Because you look like my Mima, and she's like really pretty.
I'll take that as a compliment. All right, so you are now in front of the red door. What order are you going in?
I open it.
Winifred immediately
Okay.
opens it.
Never mind then.
And Apollo's going to try to, as the door opens, going to try to jump in front of Winifred, almost like to defend Winifred from whatever might come out of the door.
So as soon as you open the door, you're all like sucked through this portal, and the door closes behind you. And you land as suddenly as you left. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Long distance, bless you.
Long distance, bless you.
As suddenly as you left, you landed in this boat.
Are we on water? Or are we just in a boat?
You are in a boat. This boat is made of obsidian, entirely obsidian, and you are in the middle of a lake of lava.
I almost forgot that things couldn't be made of crystal.
Guys, it feels really hot in here. I'm having a little bit of regrets.
Yes, that's all right.
I rolled for it. Apollo's going to try to poke their finger into the lava because they've never seen lava before.
Perfect. So you poke your finger into the lava. It feels like a warm bath.
And then upon that, like Apollo just kind of like, when you put your fingers through to split the water as it's moving, you're just kind of like feeling that sensation, just going back and forth.
So as you have your hand in there longer, it's like it starts to get slightly hotter and a little bit hotter. And so it starts to get slightly uncomfortable after having your hand in there for probably close to a minute. But it doesn't hurt you, at least not yet.
As amazing as
So then
that
Apollo pulls
is,
his hand out.
you might be better off placing your fingers on this, and Izzy's going to tear off a piece of bubble wrap and hand it over to Apollo.
Pop,
Hold that close, friend.
pop, pop, pop. And noticing that there's some probably lava on, like, that was like on there for a little bit, just kind of goes and licks it off.
It feels like hot cocoa going down your throat.
Yummy.
Is
Pop,
it not
pop,
real
pop.
lava? You don't look burnt or hurt.
I don't normally feel pain.
Oh. So, but your hand looks okay. Is it a hand or a paw?
It's in between, a little bit of both.
Okay. It's not burnt or anything, right? The not feeling the pain wasn't okay.
Then
Well, I mean, I saw someone once put their hand in something hot and it came out looking a lot like more painful, and it looked really gnarly, and yours looks just fine.
Is lava supposed to hurt? It was uncomfortable, but it didn't hurt.
lava is among the hottest thing there is. It's when rock melts, like ice melts.
I met someone I thought was hotter than that then. You see, like the you could see through the white fur that it's becoming red from the saying that, and like looks straight. They look straight down. Pop, pop, pop.
I have so many questions, but I think we should probably figure out how to get a move on here.
Do we
Yes.
have oars or anything like that?
As soon as you say that, Izzy, the boat starts to like purr and move forward.
Okay, so apparently that was the word. So, where are we going?
Where
Hey,
are we
I
going?
have an idea. Boat, take us to the secret door to glass.
Yeah.
The boat like pauses and doesn't go anywhere.
Oh.
I don't think the door's in the red. Boat's confused. I'm
Oh.
confused.
Helpful.
Well, boat, go forward.
The boat continues forward at a slightly faster pace than previously.
Oh God.
Boat go faster.
It's it like speeds up.
Just grabs onto the sides.
and after a while it's like speedboating across the lake of lava.
Grabs tighter.
And
Starts,
for
like,
the entire ride,
bounce.
just riding along this lava flowing obsidian boats.
Izzy, right? Izzy?
Oh yes.
Where are we going?
Forward, and from there, who knows?
Well, I think you're onto something about maybe the door not being here because the boat didn't understand. So we just need to find somewhere where we could make it out and try a different door.
Wait,
I'll be
is
sure I'm
this
having
not-
so much fun here.
Is this not one
We
of your
have-
boats?
No, this boat was here in the realm already. Boat, take us to a door to the Orange Kingdom.
Boat slows down a bit. But then it continues like lazily moving forward, and like it takes you to an island in the middle of the lake of lava. And also, now that you're kind of slowly moving, you like look out into the further of the lake, and you see like devils kind of walking and moving on and through the lava, and you see creatures you're not really sure what they are, kind of like diving up from the water, and little fire elementals and lava elementals kind of floating and swimming through the lava. And on
waves at them.
Most of them wave back.
Oh,
Very
that was
polite.
really fun. Hi.
Well, they seem friendly.
Very
No.
polite.
None of them really answer. But they continue going on, but they don't seem aggressive or anything like that. And you get to this island, and this very large creature comes towards you, and it looks like basically all of the devils mashed into one. So it has a bit of a spine devil, a bit of the spiked, and the all the chain, all the different types of devils kind of all mashed into one large creature.
That is
And-
the most metal thing I've ever seen.
Metal is a very important thing to you. I like that. Dedicated to your art.
It's a layer monster like the cake in the hell.
The creature waves its hand, which apparently a lot of the things do in this realm, because I kind of forgot. And it's almost like saying hi, and then the boat comes to a halt, and this platform appears, going down off of the side of the boat and to the shore.
Well, we're here.
I climb off.
Climb off and get my legs back after the speedboat ride.
Kyle like jumps off and just stands, just pop, pop, pop.
And so you climb off the boat, and the ground, while it seems like it should feel like a regular dock, you know, kind of the little bit more of the swaying motion, it seems very solid and like it's not going anywhere. It's a lot more sturdy and feels a lot more thick than it should be, having been just appeared.
I'm gonna jump all over it, just like start hopping and like up and down, back and forth, running, jumping.
Make a dexterity check.
Just to check, not a savings throw.
Correct.
Okay, that is a 18.
Okay, great. I was seeing if you're gonna fall in the lava or not, because there's no handrails. So you do fine. You can do whatever you want. You jump
Cartwheels.
around, cartwheels, everything seems super sturdy. Doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. Do you walk up to, because the creature's just kind of standing at the end of this dock.
I'm gonna go give it a high
Carlos
five.
walks, yeah, straight up to it. Well, pop, pop, pop.
Perfect.
I'm walking up the back, cautious because it's a devil appearing thing, and I'm very religious.
Sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
name you
of course.
Cake.
I'm feeling very at home right now, and I'm just casually just strumming quiet strings along as we walk up towards this creature.
He looks at you in a much deeper voice than I can physically do. He says, "Oh, that sounds very nice. And hello, little one."
Hello.
Almost confused for a moment, but also holding up his hand at kind of your level, so like really holding down his hand. He just kind of holds it there, and will allow you to high five him.
I high five, but then I grab on and I just hold.
He looks very shocked and not really sure that he knows what to do at this point in time. He's very warm. Like he feels like a creature that would live in lava. He's not burning you, but he's certainly not a normal temperature.
Yeah. Excuse me, Mr. Devilman. He, as I point over to him, he says, "You're bad people, but I was wondering if you could show us to the door to leading to glass."
Well, I can assure you I am not bad people. The princess is actually the one who put me in charge here. So I do not think I'm bad people.
My preconceptions may have been misplaced, friend, and I deeply apologize. We are travelers working alongside the princess, and we're grateful to be here.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to join the Red Kingdom, at least for a moment. He points at each of your necklaces and he says, I could tell when you passed through the door that you were working with the princess, or at least allowed to enter and leave kingdoms. As I also have a counter, and he points to his wrist, and it's like a little wristwatch, almost Apple Watch style, that has a counter specifically for his kingdom on it. And he says, I can tell when people come in that are not sent here, typically. So what can I do for you?
We're looking for a really secret door.
Yeah.
The glass city that appeared on the outskirts of this realm.
Oh, yes, your friend here. They mentioned glass. I was a bit confused, but I figured I'd allow you to explain. And he goes to like talk with his hands, but he like can't move one of them because it's like being held by Winifred right now, and he just seems a little bit not uncomfortable, but just like not really sure how to react. And he's like, well, I'm not quite sure who is running it or how you get in. I do know that some of the people from here have gone missing recently.
Like some of your friends?
Friends is a very loose term. Some of the people I am familiar with. And they didn't go to wherever, the afterlife is.
Where do you think they went?
I'm not quite sure. Usually we have a few, instances and where people have been sent to the hells, but I didn't do anything, and I asked the princess, and she hasn't done anything to them, and we're the only ones that really have the power for the people in the Red Kingdom, and it's very confusing. I'm not really sure where they went. They might have popped up in the City of Glass, but obviously I'm here, so I haven't really been there because nobody really gets out, as far as I've heard.
Would you happen to have any ideas? Oh, sorry.
No, it's go ahead. Sorry, I apologize. Forgive me. Pop.
The most
pop,
amazing percussionist I've ever
pop.
heard has absolutely no need to apologize.
Now, what is he saying?
Pop.
But back to the matter at hand. Would you happen to have any insight as to... We were told to search all these kingdoms to find some information about the City of Glass and how to possibly get in there. Perhaps we might be able to help with finding some of your missing acquaintances. Perhaps you might be able to provide some information if you have any insight or ideas as to where we should start our search.
We'll write it all down, and their names And their birthdays, that's really important.
Oh, yes, of course. We need to make sure that we, make our gig list all up to date.
Make a persuasion check.
That was a surprisingly average roll. That'll be 21.
Okay. I feel like that's not the definition of average is very different. I'm thinking like 13.
I was ready for that too.
Yeah, that's what
I looked at the die and I was like, that's pretty average. I look at my stats. Oh, I forgot I have a plus 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, the roll was average.
Yes.
That's the part we were missing.
Yes.
He smiles, says, well, I would really, really appreciate that. I'm not quite sure of everyone who's gone missing, because I've noticed some people have gone. I'm not sure whether or not they've disappeared to the hells or to wherever they go afterwards, or if they've gone to the Sea of Glass, and I'm very confused. I've talked to the few of the other leaders of the kingdoms, and they've had similar experiences, and the person who's running the City of Glass has to be at least familiar with the workings of this dimension, as they know our schedules, they know how we do things, and they know things how things work around here, and they've also been able to keep the princess away from the kingdom or from the city, which it hasn't been done before. Princess really goes where she wants to go, and to be able to keep the princess out is a feat in itself.
When I remember, people used to read me stories. Princess means that there's usually a king or a queen.
Usually, yes. This situation is slightly different. The king, the queen, and the princes, they rule dimensions of their own. There are lots of other dimensions that have been created by the king, the queen, the princes, and the princess, and the princess was just given this dimension to rule. And so, yes, there are a king and a queen. However, they are not here, and not easily able to come here.
Do you know if the princess has close friends? If she's as powerful as she is, she has to have powerful friends, or maybe an enemy, I guess.
Well, I've never really known the princess to have enemies. She is friends with all of us, and by us I mean all of the leaders of the kingdoms, and that's why we are the leaders of the kingdoms, right? And there's one for most of the kingdoms. In the Blue Kingdom, there's two. It's an odd situation there, but there's a lot of there's 8 of us, and then the princess, and then the princess has all of her cloud friends. They're a lot of fun. They don't really speak too much, but they can do really anything she tells them to. And then some of the people in the Crystalline Castle, and he names a famous bard that each of you know that has passed away. And he says, They're in the castle. They've been here for a little while.
Oh. They're in the castle with the princess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know what else to do. If you guys don't know, then we need to just get. What was the other plan? Winfrey?
Well, unless I'm mistaken, if we couldn't find our answers here, we were supposed to go to wherever is next.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Before we go, though, I have one very important question to ask. Could you please give me a referral to your vocal coach? Because I need to know how you get that register.
What's a vocal cord coach?
That's your natural talent?
It is my natural voice, yes.
My whole life is a lie. No more questions.
I mean, technically it is a lie because we're dead.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh, and I thought down low. Wow. Okay.
I'm not seeing it as good news anymore, you guys.
We mustn't really despair, friends. Honestly, we've just been proven that the people of the Red Kingdom are far nicer than we had assumed, and that we must broaden the horizons.
I have thought, like words, things.
Mm-hmm.
If no one knows who's big, strong, powerful like him, then we need to go straight to the City of Glass. We need to be caught. Yes, caught. The fastest way to somewhere is through a front door.
You're not wrong. And what better way to make an appearance?
We are known for dramatic appearances in our respective ways of life back there.
And I remember Princess said they're looking for people with creativity. And I think, you can see like the visible nerves and like a little bit of sweating. If we put on a concert, it definitely will catch the attention.
We were intended to go there anyway.
Let's do
Concert,
that.
you say? Yes.
That sounds like yeah, I think we need to get in there. We gotta figure this out.
It'll be a show that'll blow all other shows away.
Just remember, friends, it'd be so easy. Remember, they're talking about the people they're being held as prisoners, so they may not like that we're coming in so loudly. But since we're coming in on our terms, we may be a unique case. Who's to know?
And this is the devil speaking again. He says, I've never physically seen someone taken to the City of Glass after coming to one of the kingdoms, but you may be able to work something out. Well, in general, you know, getting the concert going. I'm not quite sure where.
So if we really wanted to get their attention, where would be a great place to be?
I'm not sure, because they're really. It's hard for them to get in the kingdoms unless they were previously a citizen of the kingdom, and they can't go into the castle. Nobody's allowed in the castle without one of those necklaces, or brought in by the princess.
Is there a place where all kingdoms kind of go to, or is it just only the kingdoms?
It's really only the kingdoms. There is kind of an in-between, where the space, this is the DM talking, he's now describing the space that you rode through, coming from previous where the caravan was, and then riding through it to the castle. So there's an in-between space, but
So what you're saying is if we weren't rescued, we could have been grabbed by them. So now all we have to do is just recreate the same situation.
if you were rescued, then you were grabbed by them.
Oh,
We need to get grabbed again.
What if we pretend to get grabbed? What if one of us pretends to be the captor? Can we do that? Is that a thing that could be done?
Possibly. I don't really have an answer to that. I don't need to hear much. But it's definitely possible.
Is it also possible to just visit this? I know Brenda said you can't go in, but can we go close to the city of glass?
Maybe. I would take off the crystal necklaces before you do, but it's certainly something that could be done. I would only really try and do that if you were specifically looking to get captured. You know, the city of glass is kind of see-through, and so you would probably be very easily caught.
I can usually break out of most things.
Can anyone go invisible?
I can. I believe I can help some of us go invisible. Some others of us become invisible as well.
We could always try that.
invisibility is not really my strong suit. And at that moment, Izzy is going to change his appearance to look identical to Zumael and speak in their voice, but I have other talents.
Oh,
Very
I did
skilled.
not know you guys were siblings.
We're not.
Oh, but we are such long lost siblings. Come here.
That's amazing.
It
really
truly is.
cool.
You looked really scary before, Izzy.
Oh, that's just my normal face. But you know, I can change to depending on what the circumstance calls for. And Izzy's once more going to change their appearance to look like a slightly taller version of Winifred and start speaking in her voice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You two are siblings.
I always wanted a brother or sister or whatever. And I just like give you the biggest hug.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I've never had family that looks like me.
And with that, I'll poof back to regular old Izzy.
Oh,
Izzy can look like people. Zumael can make people go poof. I can just get really, really strong.
And that is very helpful, friend. We appreciate that. You're able to diswing a strange creature not a few hours ago.
And also,
Gifts.
sometimes if I go really strong, also other weird things happen.
that's fantastic.
All gifts matter when they are used well.
So if we get caught, we might be good. Because I don't know if just doing the concert will be enough, but we have to do something.
They do.
Well, we gotta get
See,
over that way, don't we?
It's either that or continuing to search the other colored kingdoms.
Yeah, well, you know, planning isn't my strong suit, just performing. So if there's someone else who wants to be the brains of this operation, I'm all for it.
We must ask ourselves if we want to search the other colored kingdoms and go through quietly or go through with musical noise, but assure we can ourselves a way in. I feel like I know what the majority of us are going to decide.
Well, it sounds like none of the kingdoms seem to have the information that we need, so it sounds like our source is going to be on the inside.
I just want to
Let's do
keep
it.
people safe. So whatever everyone
As
else
do I.
chooses.
Let's go make some noise.
Now you're speaking my language.
We just need to pick a spot to do the show so that they know we're creative and then wait for them.
Where would be a good place for that, Cake?
He like looks around. Who? What?
Your
You
cake.
friend.
Unless you have another name. Do you have a different name?
Yes.
And it's not cake.
No.
Okay.
But and then he like kind of softens and says, well, if you would like to call me Cake, I guess
Okay,
we can make an
cake.
exception.
Where do we head? Where do we go?
Well, the princess kind of told me to show you the door to the Orange Kingdom, but if you're not going to the Orange Kingdom, I'm not really sure where to take you.
Well, we could take a show to the Orange Kingdom if you don't want us to have a show here.
Well, you can always have a show here. I don't mind, but it's going to be very hard for most creatures to be able to get in here. Most creatures can't survive in the lava.
Which of them?
That's a good point.
We can't go to the place with the lightning. Izzy might die again.
Well,
That would be
orange...
such a spectacle to behold.
You don't die and go to the actual hells. The devils there are not as nice.
I mean, you know,
And then you'll be
I've had
stuck in the
worse.
layers. But if we go to the orange place, that's Celestials, right? That could be a good place to put on a concert or something. Are we doing a concert? I hope you all know I can't sing.
well, you know, I'm sure the lighting there will be fantastic.
I'll show to that if it's not, and see Zumiel's hands sort of fill with sunlight.
I also can't. I don't sing or do music. I just get big.
That's pretty cool
You
because I
friend.
can't even do that either.
It's okay. You're green and I like green.
I don't
Cool.
think that's true that you don't do music. I have heard some of the sounds that have come out of you. And if we put our sounds together, oh, they won't be able to ignore us.
I make
Yeah,
noises with my mouth and people tell me that's not music.
Doesn't music come from the mouth unless you're using one of those doodaddies with the thingies and you're like boo 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 boo.
Like Izzy's sharp thingy.
Yeah, that's like a boo 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 boo. Right?
Like the devil like jumps. I was not expecting that.
So I think we all decided we're gonna check out the Orange Kingdom and see if they'll let us throw a show, and then we get captured, and then we save people.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Absolutely. I will have the boat lead you to the door.
Thank you, friend.
Of course.
Much help.
Thank you, Cake. You could have your hand back now.
He like
It's been an
And the whole time.
he like rubs his wrist and then like pats you on the head.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And hey, if you ever are looking to do backup vocals, you call me.
I'm not sure what call you means, but sure.
You'll know.
You will.
So back on the boat.
Oh,
Yes.
get the boat! I like jump into the boat like I'm gonna cannonball into the lava, but it's right into the boat instead.
You like thud on the ground. You land on the bubble wrap.
And suddenly, upon hearing the series of pops, Izzy gets inspired and starts just strumming away again.
Great. And upon hearing the music, the lava like reacts and like pops in beat with the music.
Whoa.
And Izzy just gets excited and just the entire way just experimenting and seeing what sort of tricks he can make the lava do.
The louder you go, the bigger bubbles lava makes.
overall rhythm, Zumail tries to sort of fill that with deep baritone, sort of operatic, kind of like the Latin you get whenever you fight the final boss in a JRPG.
Yes,
Yes.
That
And Apollo just kind of sits down with the few bubble pops, popping them while kind of space staring, and they're first turning purple.
Apollo, you should do the thing with your mouth.
yes.
Yeah, try it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah,
Do it?
please.
And you could see like the first turning like a bright purple. do do do. Mm, 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 mm. I feel so happy. Yeah, yeah. And it's just you see Apollo kind of like get small, like kind of shrivel in a ball a little bit, like you can see like a bit overwhelmed and nervous from it.
You're doing so good.
Thank you. Sorry, I get really nervous.
What if I clap with it? Well, like I'll make like a beat with my claps, and then you get louder than that.
And you'll start to see like Apollo's size starts to get bigger as Apollo has accidentally triggered their rage.
Oh.
And then I think I feel better inside. Everywhere I go, it's bright outside. I think we are going so far.
Bam, bam.
And I know that we will be the friends we are. So from the red to the orange to the purple indigo. Saving all the people, yes, that I know. Thank you all. I can do this, but and you can see like starting to shake. Okay, I'm done. And the rage ends and gets back to like normal size.
That right there. That was music.
Oh my gosh. That was amazing. I'm gonna pull out a rat and just like throw it at you, Apollo.
And like the purple at this point is so bright that it's almost glowing.
I love it. I love it so much.
Wow.
It's amazing. And after that performance, the lava starts to bubble. And not like pop, like it was with the music, but just bubble, as if it was boiling, even hotter than lava is. And these two devilish creatures explode out of the lava. And then sitting and flying in front of you are these two creatures that look like devils, but are made of glass. And that is where the adventure is going to end for today.
Still in cliffhanger.
We just made 2 new fans.
And so with our last few minutes of tonight, I will have my lovely players outro themselves, tell you where you can find them, and let you get to know them a little bit better. Let's have Adam go first again.
Just want to just say again, thank you for having me on the show, Barding. I'm just very happy to be here, providing the exact right and contrasting energy to this wild, great party. We're gonna weave legends together. As for me, you can find me writing Dungeons and Dragons supplements on the Apotheosis Studios blog. You can find me reviewing titles for DC Comics on Dark Knight News, and you can find me making many Let's Plays on my YouTube channel, The Hostile Atmosphere.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you being here. I think it's going to be fantastic. Beth.
Hello, I am Beth the Bard, and you can find me on like Twitter and stuff at It's Beth the Bard. I've got some upcoming dungeon master streaming projects that I'm not sure I can talk about yet, but very exciting. So hang out with me on Twitter. And yeah, I also run a website with one of my preteens called #GameSchool, and it's all about like, you know, learning and playing D&D. So that is the other thing, and that's it. Next.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Casual Campbell. All my social media is casual_Campbell, except for Twitch, which is I didn't use the underscore because marketing reasons. I do Twitch streaming. I also write TTRPGs. I'm a storyteller, actor, entertainer, and stand-up comedian. Hopefully one day when everything lets me get back on stage. I also will be I do thematic 5e one-shots like this Friday on my Twitch. I'll be doing No More Heroes, a superhero-themed 5e one-shot, just like I did Cyberpunk last month, anime before that, and next month is Greek month, so a bunch of themed one-shot storytelling I'll be doing. And yeah, that's me.
I love it. I love it so much. And last but certainly not least, Eddie or Discount Bard.
Hi, everyone. You can find me on all the various social medias at Discount Bard. I'm also on Twitch as well at the same handle where I do video game content. I'm also an actor and performer, and you'll find me occasionally floating around various channels doing D&D content. I'm slowly working my way towards getting my DM chops and might start doing some DM content on my channel as well in the near future.
Yay. Yes, do it. Do it. So much fun. And I guess me, my name is Fenway Jones. I've been your dungeon master. You can find me on Twitter at Fenway the Teen DM or on all of the social medias at Jasper's Game Day. All of my social medias and platforms are linked in my Linktree or Linktree/Fenway.Jones. I believe is the URL for that. And you can find my Patreon on there. And thank you everyone who has been watching. I have really enjoyed DMing this, and I hope you come back next week.
So much fun.
So good. So good.
Thanks for being